So, Gene Hackman and his wife and dog are dead, I believe. I'm reading reports that his dog is dead too. Gene Hackman is a legendary Oscar-winning actor, 95 years old. Suspected CO poisoning, carbon monoxide, an odorless, colorless gas. Exhaust. It's the byproduct of burning hydrocarbons in vehicles, and also gas stoves, byproduct that are improperly vented. And we have this. So this is a carbon monoxide alarm. Yeah. So typically, this is not something that usually people are worried about, but they should be. But, so here you go. So this tests the carbon monoxide levels in the house. ppm of CO moved to fresh air. LB, low battery or no battery. End of unit life. Okay, I was just reading. It's by Kitty. Is it Kitty or Kidday? I don't know. Or Kid. All right. So as long as I see 0 on that motherfucker, then I know we're all good here. If I saw something else, then that wouldn't be good. That would mean that the air was compromised with carbon monoxide. So I didn't really want this to be a carbon monoxide science lesson or PSA, but I mean, I guess that's what it's going to turn into anyway, right? So normally people wouldn't install CO detectors in their house. Normally. Some people know not to close their garage and to inhale the vapors of their vehicles unless they're trying to commit suicide on purpose. Believe it or not, some people want to leave this wonderful world. I don't know why. It's such a wonderful world, man. I see skies of blue. Yeah. Fields of green. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Fields of green, skies of blue. Wonderful, 'cause I got you. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, so maybe some people don't want to live in this wonderful world anymore. It's like Louis Armstrong. And they want to commit suicide. So unfortunately, yeah, some people do that. No evidence of foul play has been detected so far. So sounds pretty suspicious, like especially if the whole family dies. It may not be common to find 2 older, elderly people dead in the same house, but it is suspicious, I guess the red flags go off immediately when you hear something like that, because because there's been so many true crime stories about, you know, husbands that kill their entire families because they're found another woman or something, but they try to get rid of their current wife and their 2 kids. They want to be free and all this shit. So there's too many, you know, horrifying crime stories like that go down. And so Gene Hackman doesn't seem like a dramatic kind of person except for on screen, but his personal life doesn't seem that way. So Gene Hackman's personal life seems to be married to the same wife since 1992. I guess, is it a Japanese who's like a composer or something? Pianist or something like that. Anyways. Got a hot music Asian wife. Got married in the early 90s, I believe. I read the bio correctly. Da, da, da. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. Yeah, that's a good one, Louis Armstrong. Yeah, fantastic. Da. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Everybody loves that one. Or maybe you like the James Bond one. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. We got all the time in the world. We got all the love in the world. I can't get into key because it's like the musical arrangement, so it's a certain key that I didn't hit. So rest in peace, legendary actor Gene Hackman, his wife, and his dog. I don't know if it was named Pai Pai or not, but I've enjoyed many films of Gene Hackman's over the years. Of course, when I was a little kid, of course, I know him as Lex Luthor. When I was a little kid, I was very sick, and yeah, I had a bad blood clot, and you know, wasn't gonna make it and all that, and so I got sick again when in the early '80s, and I saw the movie Superman 1978, and while I was recuperating, that movie was on with Christopher Reeves and Gene Hackman, and it was great. And Marlon Brando. So I remember recovering and seeing that movie. Dun, 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 dun. That awesome music. Richard Donner movie. And then I got to see the mainstream Gene. We'll call him mainstream, you know, like Hollywood. Well, I mean, that was mainstream Gene Hackman, I guess. The Superman commercial movies. Yeah, I wasn't around during the 1970s, so I wasn't watching French Connection yet. But I would eventually watch that. I saw him in Unforgiven. I went and saw that like in the early 90s. So Clint Eastwood, I saw it by myself. I was like 12 or something. At the old Lowe's Spring 10. That was a masterful movie. Clint Eastwood. He played Little Bill. Oh, he played that so great. The villain in Unforgiven. Um, and I saw another movie, Crimson Tide, about an argument between the submarine captain and his XO, his second in command, as they battle over whether to launch nuclear weapons on the Russians. It's a really dramatic film. That was pretty good, even though it's kind of, yeah, kind of a movie of its time. It's not really a timeless classic, though. It was pretty good, though. I enjoyed it. I went and saw it when I was a teen back then. And then it was when they still had video rental. You know, of course, people that were born in the 80s, they wanted to say, hey, what happened in the 60s and 70s, artistically wise. And so me and my friends would rent all these old movies all the time. And one of them was, of course, in the cult classic section, The French Connection. We were enthralled by the filmmaking of the 1970s because it's often very gritty. There's not a lot of CG. There's no CGI. It's all raw, and a lot of times the endings in the 1970s films, the bad guys win and the most evil win, and the good guys get their ass kicked, or they die, or and the bad guys get away. So it doesn't leave you with a happy feeling like let's say Indiana Jones or Star Wars would eventually, where the good guys always win and the bad guys always get destroyed. So 1970s cinema is often gritty, realistic, and true that a lot of times the good guys finish last and the bad guys win, and the most corrupt win, and the most evil win. Yeah, that's a sad truth, a truism in life, but it is evidenced many, many times over in society. So. I mean, Popeye Doyle is the antagonist. The protagonist for sure of the French Connection and French Connection 2, but he's also kind of an anti-hero as well, which is refreshing. So a pure hero saves the day because it's the right thing to do. An anti-hero might save the day because he wants to get paid, or he wants to buy a house, or he wants to get laid, or maybe some other impure kind of reason. Okay, so like an anti-hero might fight for money or power or position or status or something that's immoral or amoral. Like an anti-hero might fight to save, he might, fight to get laid, fuck the princess, or he might fight to, because he enjoys violence or something, some kind of sick thing. So that would be like an anti-hero. The motivations are dark. Dark and twisted, right? So maybe I wouldn't call Popeye Doyle in the French Connection series an anti-hero, but he's definitely not. He's definitely a deeply flawed individual, but entertaining to watch, especially the first French Connection because it has Roy Schneider in it too. So yeah, the combination of Roy Schneider, beloved 1970s actor, with Gene Hackman, another beloved, mostly 1970s actor, was a great thing. Yeah. Of course, I enjoyed the 4 Superman movies. Well, the first one, the second one. Yeah, he was great as Lex Luthor, even though he didn't shave his head. Oh well. He just refused to shave his head. He said, well, I'm not going to do exactly like the comic books. Did he eventually shave his head? I don't know if he even did. Never. Shaving his head wasn't his thing, you know. If it was the days of Jeff Bezos and Baby McBilliamson, if it was the days where guys shaving their head to look like a phallic symbol or a penis, if that was really popular, as it is today, maybe he would have shaved his head, but I don't think he shaved his head. I don't even know if it was for Superman 4, 1987, The Quest for Peace. And then, oh yeah, he was absent from Superman 3. He was in jail, apparently, in that one. He was in prison. He was in prison during that filming. Yeah. All right. Rest in peace, Gene Hackman and his beloved wife and dog. Thanks for all the great cinematic memories, all the wonderful movies and performances over the years. It's been a real pleasure. So what are the notable highlights, you know? As Superman, I don't know if you like the whole series. I mean, Superman 3 really sucks, and Superman 4 really super sucks. And so, but, you know, Superman 1 and 2 are pretty good. Or, okay. French Connection 1 and 2. 1 and 2 for sure. Unforgiven, definitely. You need to see Unforgiven. And I don't know any other really movies that you have to see that Gene Hackman's in. Did he do some Royal Tenenbaums or something? Was he in like some Wes Anderson films? Yeah, maybe. Gene Hackman rarely played a good guy. Only sometimes, rarely. Mostly he played a villain or an anti-hero. I'm surprised he never played a drill instructor, because they always have him as like an authoritarian type a lot of times, where he's giving orders. Well, he was the captain of the submarine. Well, I guess he did play it. Some military guy, so. Yeah. Well, at least he didn't get typecast. All right. Let's got my breakfast rolling, and then dog had hers. And we're ready to go. And this for moms. To my mother, my dogs and clowns. Like the David Bowie song. Rest in peace and watch that carbon monoxide. It'll get you. It's colorless and odorless gas. And that's why we have this. See, it says 0. That means you're a hero.